Be honest. Have you ever thought about starting a creative business but you stopped before you even got started? Maybe you got stuck trying to set up a website, or you signed up for 5 different tools and it just felt impossible?
We know that feeling because we've been studying what actually works, looking at the top Etsy sellers, Shopify experts, and the biggest creators in 2025. But here's the truth. The ones who succeed aren't any luckier or any smarter. They just follow this one simple process that anyone can copy.
And the best part? You don't need to master Shopify, crack Etsy's algorithm, or spend weeks trying to piece different tools together. In the 2025 AI era, the game has completely changed. The tech is smarter, the path is clearer, and the opportunity is as big as it's ever been.
So in this video, we're gonna break down the exact blueprint today's creators are using to build businesses, step by step. And if you stick around to the end, you'll know how to take your idea and turn it into your very first sale. Oh, and quick heads up, we actually run a weekly newsletter for creators. This is where we share new tools and strategies before they hit YouTube.
If you want to get ahead, the link's in the description.
All right, before we dive into the steps of starting your store, let's talk about why most people never make it past the starting line. Because the way that people have been told to do this just doesn't work anymore.
Take Etsy for an example. You can spend weeks setting up a shop, uploading listings, paying fees, only for your products to get buried under thousands of competitors. Etsy is great, but it's not built to help you stand out long term.
Or look at Shopify or WooCommerce. Powerful platforms, yes. But for beginners, they're overwhelming. You need themes, plugins, apps, payment gateways, email tools. Before you know it, you're spending more time figuring out tech than actually selling products.
But here's the thing, even if you've managed to set everything up, you still don't even own the attention. On Etsy, buyers see competitors' recommendations right next to your listing. On Shopify, you've still got to figure out how to drive traffic. That's typically through paid ads, and that's going to chew through your budget real quick.
And that's exactly why we started looking at how the best sellers are building their businesses in 2025. They're skipping the overwhelm and focusing on systems that get them to a live store faster. And that brings us to the process that we're about to show you.
But just quickly, what if the old way is broken? What does this new creative business actually look like?
From studying the top Etsy and digital product sellers, one thing became very clear. They're moving away from being just an Etsy shop. Instead, they're building their own stores, their own brands, and owning their audience so that they keep every sale.
And that's where EverBee Store comes in. If you haven't heard of it, think of it a bit like this. Shopify gives you power, but it overwhelms you. Etsy gives you exposure, but it comes with competition. And EverBee Store websites gives creators the best of both worlds. Speed and simplicity. Plus, one thing that the others don't. You actually keep the customer. No competitor recommendations, no distractions, just what you've got to offer.
With EverBee, you don't need a code, hire a developer, or juggle a dozen tools. You can import products directly from Etsy or use AI to create new ones. It handles the store design, product pages, and even the SEO all for you. Payments, Stripe and PayPal are built in. Print on demand, it connects with Printify with ease. So this is the model that creators are following in 2025. Fast setup, simple management, and complete control. And now that you know the why and the what, let's get into the how. Step 1, finding a product. This is where most people either overthink it or copy the wrong thing, and that's finding the right product. So here's what we've learned from analyzing the top sellers in 2025. They don't just pick random products. They focus on categories with consistent demand.
Think about it like this. Instead of asking, what do I want to sell? They're asking, what are people already buying? That's a huge shift because the best sellers, they're not reinventing the wheel. They're looking at proven categories and they're carving out their own angle. Some of the categories that we saw popping up again and again were things like wedding invitations, printable wall art, digital planners, and small business resources. Products that solve a real problem or just make life a whole lot easier. And the beauty of it is, once you validate the demand, you don't need hundreds of listings. You just need a few solid ones to start. And this is exactly where a tool like EverBee's product research comes in. It lets you see the sales, the revenue, and keywords behind any Etsy listing. Instead of guessing, you can actually see what's working for the other sellers and where the opportunities are.
So the mindset here is simple. Don't start from scratch. Study what's proven, validate it with data, and then make it your own. From what we've seen, That's the foundation for building a creator store that lasts. And once you've got a product idea that you're confident in,
Step 2, store setup.
all right, now that you've got a product idea backed by data, let's jump into setting up your store. And this is where most people overcomplicate things. They get stuck in platforms, coding, endless design tweaks. These are the exact reasons why so many never launch.
Here's what we learned from studying the top sellers. They keep their setup simple. They don't waste weeks trying to get every color or every font perfect. Their main goal is to get a clean storefront up and running so that they can start testing products and collecting their data.
And this is where EverBee Store is changing the game. Think of it like the easy button for creators. Instead of dealing with Shopify or WordPress headaches, you connect your account, import products, and within minutes, you've got a clean, branded storefront ready to go.
Even better, it's AI powered. That means the product pages, the descriptions, and even the policies are written out for you. No more staring at a blank page wondering what to write. The top sellers that we studied, this is exactly what they're leveraging so that they move faster than everyone else.
And the smart part is, you're not locked into Etsy or to one specific platform. With EverBee Store, you own that traffic. That means when someone buys from you, that's your customer, not Etsy's. You get the email, the data, and the relationship. And that's a huge shift in how creators are building businesses in 2025.
So the step-by-step process looks like this. Sign up to the EverBee Store. Connect your payment method, either Stripe or PayPal. Import your first product or create a new one with AI. Customize the basics, things like the logos, the brand colors, and a clean banner as well. Preview and publish, done. So that's the big picture on getting your store live. Fast, simple, and no coding headaches. But here's the thing, we're only just scratching the surface.
Exactly. We're actually working on a full step-by-step deep dive on exactly how to use EverBee Store and its AI website builder, from connecting payments to customizing every section. So if you want to see that breakdown, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you don't miss it.
And if this video has been helpful, guys, make sure to drop a like. It helps this channel more than you could know.
Step 3, driving traffic.
Where some of the best sellers are showing exactly how to turn the visitors to their websites straight into sales.
Okay, so you've got your validated product and your store is live. But here's the truth, none of that matters if nobody sees it.
The old way was, let's just hope Etsy brings us buyers. But the truth is, the Etsy marketplace is super saturated. You cannot rely on them to do the heavy lifting for you. For the top sellers that we studied, they all had one thing in common, and that's that they control their own traffic.
So here's what that actually looks like in practice. Starting off with social content, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. In 2025, short form video is still king. Sellers are posting product demos, tutorials, or just showing the lifestyle that their product fits into. And that type of content pulls in thousands of potential buyers for free.
Number 2 is email lists. Every serious seller that we looked at, they all had a newsletter. Why? Because the thing is that algorithms, they change. But an email list is traffic that you actually own. Tools like EverBee Email make this really simple. Once someone's joined your email list, you can bring them back to your website whenever you want.
And then we've got paid traffic testing, not massive ad budgets, but small, $5 to $10. This way you can test on platforms like TikTok ads or Meta ads. Now these sellers don't gamble. They run data-driven tests to see what converts. And then they scale the winners.
But here's the thing, the best sellers, they're combining all of these strategies. Social content brings attention, email keeps that attention. Paid ads accelerate what's already working. That's why they're pulling in consistent sales instead of one-off wins.
So if you're sitting there thinking, but I don't have a following yet, there's good news. Neither did most of the top sellers when they started. The difference is they picked one platform, stuck with it, and used every piece of traffic that they could get to build an email list.
And don't worry, in the next step, we're going to show you exactly how to turn this attention into revenue with profit calculators and validation tools. This is where it gets really exciting.
Step 4, validating and maximizing profits. All right, so now you've got eyes on your store, but here's the big question. Are you actually making money or just making noise?
This is where the best sellers separate themselves. They don't just throw products out there and hope. They validate every idea before they scale it.
Think of it this way. You don't want to spend weeks pushing a product that'll only net you $2 per sale. You want products that not only sell, but deliver profits after things like ads, fees, and time.
And that's where tools like the EverBee's profit calculator comes right in. Sellers use it to plug in their numbers, product price, costs, ad spend, and instantly see their margins. It's a game changer because you can see exactly which products are worth doubling down on. And hey, if you just want a step-by-step walkthrough on exactly how to use this profit calculator, you can leave a comment down below.
Now, the validator is just as important. It doesn't matter how much you like an idea. What matters is whether customers are already proving its demand. Top sellers are looking at things like sales history, listing age, shop size, and even keywords. Now that type of data shows if an idea is already validated within the market.
The cool part, once you've validated one product, you can stack them on from there. You can add variations, you can bundle it with other offers, you can even change up some products in the same niche. That's how small shops are turning into six-figure stores. Not by selling everything, but by focusing on a handful of proven winners.
So if you take anything away from this step, it's this. Don't scale until you completely understand what is actually working. Every dollar and every hour that you save by cutting losers early, that's profit that you can redirect straight into your winners. So there you have it, the step-by-step blueprint for building a creator business in 2025. We've covered everything: finding products, setting up your store, driving traffic, and validating the products that'll actually make you profit.
And here's the truth, none of this matters unless you actually take action. The people who are going to win this year are the people who stop overthinking, they stop procrastinating, and they start testing. Even if it's just one product, one campaign, or one store, it's momentum that builds the business.
So if this video gave you a good idea of exactly where to get started, then make sure to like the video so that we know to keep creating content like this. And if you want to see the full tutorial on exactly how to create your website with AI, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring those notification bells.
And don't forget to join the newsletter for weekly strategies, tools, and behind the scenes updates of all this sort of stuff. In the meantime, let us know down in the comments which product you're thinking of testing in your creator store. But that's it for this one, guys. We'll see you in the next video.